This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Welcome, guys, to another edition, Weapon Nature All in One podcast, Herm Tonya edition. Tonya Herm edition. We're just gonna keep that rolling for a little while because it's just that's just what it is for now. Today we're gonna get into a topic of long distance relationships, how they can be how they can be good, how they can be not so good. It really comes down depending on the person.
Okay.
Yeah. It really just depends on the people involved. And it how you can look at it. Because one good thing I would say, we're gonna go with a pro to start off with. One good thing about
ours are all pros.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about just us. I mean,
okay.
just everyone in general, because everyone is different. And one of the pros I would say is definitely learn how to communicate a lot, because you have to do a lot of talking because you're not in physical presence, so you tend to talk a lot more than you would if you were around the person all the time. So in talking, you get to learn a lot about the person, a lot of things they like, a lot of things they don't like, and what pushes their buttons
and their moods.
Yeah, you get to learn moves a lot. And generally speaking, one of the negatives I hear about it is just that they're not in the presence of the person. And even though with today, it's a little different because now you have FaceTime, you have all this stuff that you can really communicate a lot better than when we came up, where there was no internet, there were no cell phones, right? So it was that house phone in the house. It was that house phone, and it was that house phone, and everyone that the whole house shared. So you really couldn't even sit up there and talk to somebody because your parents might pick up the phone and be like, "You gotta come downstairs." You sit up there like, "Really? That's what you're gonna do now?"
Right. Exactly.
They'll embarrass you on purpose sometimes, but so it's a lot easier to stay in touch with people differently now. But
so when we first connected, I remember it was, well, we've always connected, but this particular August, because you would always circle back around in August. I don't know why August was the date, but you said you should come visit. And it took until December, because we kind of started talking then. Did you go in thinking, she's in New Jersey, this is not going to turn into anything? Choose your words wisely.
I can say whatever I want. I don't know what you're talking about. So when at that point, I really start everything. I didn't have a lot of expectations. No matter what I start, I like to talk and see how things go, see how they move. Okay. And then once I start seeing that it flowed well, and we had great conversations, then I start thinking like, okay. But it wasn't a problem for me, the long distance thing.
Did you prefer long distance?
In that situation, at that point in time, I wouldn't say that, no. At that time.
Think
but I've had relationships where I preferred it long distance. I've had ones where I was like, yeah, it would be better to see the person a little more. So at that point in time, where I was still figuring it out, but
I think the long distance was beneficial in the beginning for us, because historically, you're dating somebody in the same town. It's not really purposeful. They may come over, real quick, meet me here, let's do this. But when you would come or I would go there, it was intentional. We had a plan, maybe not necessarily a plan, but our plan was to spend time together, and it was very thoughtful. All our time spent together. Where when I was dating someone in the same town or same state, it just, I don't know. It seems very different this time for me, dating long distance. Yeah. And I never dated long distance before.
Well,
I'm in New Jersey. He's in North Carolina.
Yeah. But that again, it's the energy that people vibe because we went in just okay. We just have conversations, we talk, and we see where it went. We didn't come in thinking that how long this is not gonna work because that would automatically have a negative connotation where you're already pushing away from it already. So chances are it wouldn't work when you coming in with that attitude. But we came in with it was open, like look, we're just talking, and then as things start getting better, it's like, oh, okay, now we put a little bit more thought into this, we put a little bit more thought into that, and then it was just like, and it seemed like we started getting to know each other so well where I was like, oh, where it's kind of weird saying where it almost, but like the distance didn't even seem to matter anymore. It's like, okay, I can get up there, she can get down there. And the way our schedules were, your schedule is, for the most part, even when I was up there, because I came up for a few months because I went on an assignment up there.
Right, in New Jersey.
Right, and I was still...
That's when we were still dating.
Right, but it was still, we just see mostly on the weekends.
Yeah.
So even with the long distance, it was kind of like, it was kind of the same. We might miss a weekend here and there, but for the most part, weekend I'm there, or every other weekend I'm up here or you down there. So we were able to
and then you were still
see
staying, when you came up here for that extended assignment,
yeah.
You stayed in Newark with your mom.
Yeah, I stayed with them, yeah.
And do you remember when we decided when you were going to come here from North Carolina and stay with me?
I don't remember, like I said, I don't remember dates, but I remember that conversation. I just remember, well, you staying here. I was like, I don't have no say in that.
That wasn't even how it went.
That's how it went. She's like, I know you're not, okay, you know you're not staying at your mother's, right? I was trying to.
I think I said, you're invited to stay here.
You know you're not staying at your mother's,
I don't think that's how it went. And you said it's gonna be,
that know us and know you, and they'll tell on you.
No.
Your own friends will tell on you.
No. And it was like 8 or 9 days, right?
No, it wasn't that long.
It was from
the longest one was
Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. New Year's Eve. You flew out on New Year's Eve. You're not good with dates, so we're gonna go with what I say.
It ain't got nothing to do with the dates, but I know the amount of time I was someplace.
I think it was like 8 days.
It was a week.
No, it wasn't, because you were here for Christmas Eve.
We talked about it, because it's our first time doing the whole week.
Right, but it was the day before Christmas Eve. So it was 8 days because you left on Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. So I remember dates. I remember dates very.
You can have that. I'm not even getting into that. You can have the date. I know how much time I spent in the place.
It was 8 days.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, go on.
Oh my gosh, you can't just say whatever
you
do like
now.
that.
Go. Finish your point.
I don't even know what my point is now. But I said you were invited to stay with me, and you said it's going to be a long time. I said, if anything, it's going to be a lot of action here. It would be the boys here and my daughter, and I knew it would be a lot of overstimulation for somebody who does not have, who lives alone.
Yeah.
But it ended up being okay. You came back.
It did.
Again and again and again.
The daughter's my homie, so that was funny too. So it was pretty cool. Then the boys, we date. We had a relation on basketball. Because honestly, it was because her boys. Honestly, why we actually rekindled again, because I was training. I didn't know they were her boys at the time, but I was training her boys, and one of the guys who had the program in the building, he was like, I don't know who this is training y'all, do y'all? So he started running down all my credentials, and he said the school I went to, because we went to the same college, both went to Kane University, and he was like, yeah, he's the greatest scorer, ran my credentials, and then he was like, you went to Kane? I was like, yeah. He said, my mother went to Kane. I was like, who was your mother? And he went, Tonya Williams. I started cracking up laughing, and then I said, don't say nothing. I'm gonna walk out with y'all after the session's over, and just say nothing. So we walk out, come to pick the boys up, and then she, her eyes get, you can see how they get, they got real big. We cracked up laughing.
That wasn't the first time I saw you.
No. But I'm just saying for that particular instant.
Right.
So it was a surprise, and then it hit her, and she was like, "Wait a minute, that's the the coach that y'all been complaining about for the last month or so, that's you never put it together, Coach Austin. But I mean, who would? You know, you're not thinking like that. But so we can actually kind of blame our boys for kind of re-kickstarting. Again, so it was kind of funny. So
That wasn't the particular time that we connected. That was several years ago.
yeah, but that kind of kick-started me, and then the reaching out thing again.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you always reached out.
Right around homecoming.
Right. You would reach out.
That's why the August thing, for those that I think tuned into one of the earlier episodes, when she said I came around August. That's because that was right around homecoming time.
Homecoming was in
It's
October.
I thought it was in September,
October.
but still, that's around the time. What? Maybe it wasn't August then.
No, I remember August was the time you would reach out to me. What you doing? Where you at?
Probably was throwing some feelers out there.
Right.
Do a little
The
something.
WYA,
Nah, I ain't never do that.
WYD.
I never did that either. I ain't never sent none of that mess out. Don't put me in that. I form words and sentences. I didn't do all that abbreviation stuff.
I got the receipts right here.
Yes, please. Yeah, don't do that because you know what's gonna happen. You pull it up. You're gonna sit up there and see it, and then you're gonna be like, "Well, never mind. We gonna talk about something else. We're gonna have to change the whole subject of the podcast because she got proven wrong. So we're not even gonna do that." But
Do you enjoy long distance dating?
I would say, because for us, I would say yes because it worked. But I also enjoy the time when we spend time together, like when we had our trips and we were locked in. And, but yeah, for me, I don't even look at it as I just look at it as just us. I don't even look at it as this invasive or this that's just relationship. We just happen to not be in the same place all the time.
Right.
And then it works. I mean, you have a moment here and there where something will come up and be like, damn, if I was there, I get that.
Yeah, but you've been really good at coming here for different things with
right.
me.
But I'm just saying, you have a situation here every now and again where it happens, but it's really very few and far in between. So, but I just like that. I just want to point out, things that can be good and some things that may be negative towards that may not work for some people. So I'm just pointing it all out. For me, for us, it's working great. But just like since everyone is not the same, point out some things that could be an indifference for them.
Like what?
I mean, just in general, because some people like to have the person that they're dating around them all the time, so they can just.
Yeah, but that's not us.
Right, but we're not talking. We're explaining ours, but we are taking consideration that other people are different. So I just giving them other ways to look at it. That's all.
I know. I just told you. Was it Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband?
That's who I was trying to think of. Okay.
He lives in California and she's in Pennsylvania. Or is it the other way around?
It's whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's in California. He's in Pennsylvania. That's a big distance.
Yeah,
but now they're finally going to be in the same state.
Yeah, that's huge. That's
but yeah,
6
and
hours flight.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But I met someone the other day also at the restaurant and said that he was going home to Florida for the weekend and he works in New Jersey during the week.
He was
and
actually
he loves
married,
it.
right?
Yeah, he's married.
Yeah, so.
And well, so is Cheryl Lee Ralph and
Right.
her husband. Yeah. But he loved it. He said, every weekend I'm in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, and honest, in another way it can work, you tend to actually miss each other. You're happy to see each other when
You don't have a lot to argue about.
Yeah, you don't. You're trying to.
You don't, because you're trying to enjoy and, when you get here, I know there's going to be a time that you're leaving and I don't want to spend it not talking to you or not agreeing with you. And, I just want it to be enjoyable. Not to say we skirt past any issues.
Right.
Because I certainly, if something's not right, we address it.
Right.
But for the most part, I think we vibe pretty well where, I don't have to argue with you, where I feel like before it was very contentious, my relationships.
Yeah, well, you had contentious and I had. All right. I mean, no,
Move right along.
Yeah.
Moving along.
And I totally admit it. That I could have done a whole lot better.
I mean, mine
But-
weren't contentious the whole time.
Right.
But,
I mean, we know that, but I'm just at times.
you know.
But, yeah, I could.
So
I
I do feel like the distance must be doing something.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, it does. It does.
So do you think we'll always be long distance?
Doubt it, but
Okay.
yeah, I highly doubt that.
Do you look forward to being under one roof with me?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out. Absolutely.
What do you mean?
I do.
How it's gonna play out? That
Yes,
sounds suspect.
No, that's not suspect. It's real interesting because
You think I'm difficult?
Nah. And then when you do have your little moments, I'm not a block you out.
Wait, I have my little
Yeah,
moments.
I'm not a block you out. Yeah. We all have them. If we sit up and act like we don't have our moments, it's insane.
I'm not difficult though.
You're not difficult to me because, like I said, if you do have the moments, I ignore it, so I'm good. I'm good.
I think I'm very pleasant.
Yeah, you are pleasant most majority of the time. Everybody's pleasant majority of the time. Everybody gonna have their moment. I have my moments, you know. But, I just do what I do.
You're definitely a man where you take care of me when you're here. If I say such and such, you are looking it up, trying to figure out the best way, even when you're not here. So I like that you're always trying to make an easy way for me to make it better for me.
Yeah,
you know, like even when you're here, you're driving because you know I drive for a living. So when you get here, you drive. Even at night, you know, I can't really see at night, so you're driving. So I don't really drive a whole lot, which is nice. I'm the official passenger princess.
Yeah, I would think that's what. I guess I won't say what we should do. But I mean, I think that's what we should do.
Make things a lot easier
for each other. Yeah, I mean, why not make it hard for us? You know, there's agitation coming, there's aggravation that leads to a whole bunch of stuff. I ain't got time for all that.
You get up and walk the dog.
Yeah, that's my buddy though. So
I know, but you know, you just get up and know when he has to go for a walk, or you just ask me really nice, really thoughtful questions to make it easier for me, and I appreciate that. But is it going to be the same when we live together?
I would think so, but we'll see. We will see. Hang out with me and the dog. Hey, dog, come on, man. We going somewhere. Let's go. Yeah, nah. But, I mean, that's just, in general, you want to try
Do you
to
look
make it
forward to living together?
Of course I do.
Oh.
Oh, have mercy. Don't do this. I'm about to edit all this out. It's going to get edited.
I mean, if you
chopping blocks.
if you said, well, you like the long distance, let's keep it at that.
Nah, but I'm always into trying stuff and elevating and improving.
Well, do you say that because it's going to be like a little bit because the youngest is has a few more years in high school? You have some time.
Does that sound like me?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna say what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm gonna say how I feel about it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, and if it was that, I just was like, I would probably just like, nah, we'll see about that.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So,
that would probably hurt my feelings.
It might, but again, I'm gonna tell the truth. Sometimes
I know the question. Yeah, and you don't mind telling the truth. Sometimes.
Every now and again sometimes you gotta hold something every now and again. But for the most part, I like to just make sure it's out there. But every now and again you do have to hold something. I won't say have to, but sometimes I think you have to.
So I think the long distance in the beginning really helped us.
Yeah, it helped us to learn a lot of stuff that we may not have if we were around each other all the time, because some of those questions may not have come up because we would just be constantly doing stuff.
Right.
So it did help forced us to learn each other a bit. And by the time we are together, it's just like it like clockwork. I mean, not clockwork meaning like it's the same old thing, but clockwork meaning that it just flows right into another, just almost seamlessly.
I enjoy looking forward to when you're making the trip to New Jersey, or if I'm going to North Carolina. The anticipation is exciting.
Yeah.
And then it's sad when I know you're leaving.
Yeah, it does get sad. And but as for you guys tuning in, see, we got to actually shoot this one side by side, but there will probably be times that we will shoot via Zoom, so you will get the whole experience of our long distance relationship. But hitting a few topics, but we get to knock out a few together so that you actually get a little more personal interaction. You can see how sometimes, because like if y'all didn't know how to hit with a little 3-inch blade and cut it a little bit. But again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the show. Hit those subscribe buttons, hit the like buttons, and definitely hit those notifications. I will also have, I'm going to put them in all the episodes. I didn't mention it in other ones, but obviously there are going to be polls for the questions of the day, and answer those questions, interact. If you have questions, you want to chat with us, and eventually we'll do a couple of these live. But
live is going to be tricky because you won't be able to edit.
Yeah, I won't be able to edit.
I make a lot of faces.
Yeah, I don't care. It is what it is. I'm not editing out the faces anymore. I'm gonna keep the faces.
Oh.
So, but stay tuned. If you like, make comments, even if it's something you disagree with, agree with, and we'll build a community together. And thanks again for tuning in, and see you guys next time. Weapon H All-in-One Podcast, the Tonya and Herman edition, the Herman Tonya edition. We're gonna keep saying that until she go ahead and just figures this out.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.